Hey everyone, John here. This video is going to share some of our latest updates and enhancements from our current sprint release that started on Monday, March 2nd. So I'll try to do these videos every week or maybe bi-weekly, just walking through some of the bigger, more notable updates that I want everybody to be aware of. There's a lot to share in this sprint release, so let's just dive into this. To start high level, we made some optimizations and enhancements to the analytics and metrics area. We really want to get this part buttoned up before we launch our A/B testing feature. That should hopefully be coming next week, I think. So to start, you will notice here in our date picker section that you can now actually choose a custom date. So click on custom, and then you can choose your custom date range. And next, if we scroll down a little bit, we added some new analytics columns. So before this week, we were only showing all views, leads conversion rate, which is based on all views. But some of the feedback that we got was some people wanted to see unique views. So now we have a unique views column. And then because we have unique views, it then made sense to have a unique conversion rate. So because this is a new feature, and since most people don't have data on the unique side of things, it might look a little weird to start. You might just see a lot of zeros, but as you get data, it should start to fill in. And because this table is now getting a little bit longer, we optimized the UI of this a little bit. And for those of you who don't know, there's a folders feature. This was always kind of opened by default. Now it's closed by default just to expand, just to give this table more room. So just hit that button to expand or contract it. Drilling in a little bit deeper here, you will see we also carried the uniques through onto the individual funnel page. So here you will see that we have at the funnel step level, we've also added uniques, unique completions, and unique conversion rate. That would be conversion rate. So you will see all of the metrics, the additional metrics at the funnel step level, and we added in at a high level the unique views, and also a new metric here called average time to completion. So roughly how much time does it take for someone to go from start to finish? This might be a metric that we have to work on and improve upon, but this is now part of the analytics just to help give you more insights. Now, what's really amazing too about the analytics is you not only get this data, but the AI has access to it as well. So every single new field or feature that we add in, we're always thinking, how can we now tie this to Copilot? So when you come in here and if you're looking for Copilot to give you some insights into performance, it can now take into account all of the new analytics that we just added in addition to all of the previous analytics features that we already had. And that also feeds into the AI Insights feature. While I'm talking about that for the Insights feature is here. We now are providing a little call out whenever you have an update. The updates typically will come in, it depends on your plan type, it's either weekly or daily, but we're sending out an email notification as well at the start of every Monday with just a quick summary. That's kind of in beta. There's a lot of work I think we have to do around improving some of the summary and just making sure that it's all really helpful information that Copilot is providing you with. But this is something that I'm really excited to improve upon and optimize over time. Going to the left-hand sidebar a little bit, we added in release notes. So this is a whole page. You'll see there's nothing there yet. I'm about to add a bunch of content there today. So whenever you're curious about what we released, you'll be able to come into the release notes section, see a summary, and I'll drop some videos in there. Maybe we'll even add a comment section in there in the future. I think that would be pretty cool. And then we'll also maybe add in like an upvote feature. So this will be something we build out over time, and it's just a way for us to document what we're building, what we're working on, and you'll be able to see a nice timeline there. If we click here, you can also see that we updated this little roadmap pop-up. I don't know if we're going to keep this for too long because I could see that this might get crowded. It doesn't even include our like full roadmap, but it does link over to release notes. And then since I'm showing the help center, we added in a tutorial video. If you watch it, You'll get 500 free credits if you watch the whole thing, and you can use those credits towards enrichment, verification, and more. And then what else here? We added in our entire help center, 60 plus help docs, and our Copilot is trained on the help docs. And then there's a notification system. Currently, the notification will just have updates and release notes, but we'll be building this out as well. So the infrastructure is there now for what will eventually become, I think, a pretty robust and helpful alert system. So that's the high level stuff, the analytics, and some of the changes we've made on that side. Let's dive into one of my personal favorite updates, and it's with the AI Copilot. So I'm always trying to think about how can we make things more efficient for people? How can we streamline things? And when I was helping a few people with webhook and integration setup, I was thinking to myself, it would be really cool if Copilot could come in here and update webhook and integrations. And now that's possible. So you can come in and say something to Copilot like, help me set up a webhook or integration. So you just enter that prompt in, and then Copilot will do a little bit of thinking, and then it's going to try to get more context from you. So one of the things we've tried to do with Copilot is whenever it's unsure about something, have it get context so it doesn't hallucinate. We have a lot of rules around this, so hopefully it doesn't go too far away from what it's designed to do. But you'll see that it's looking for just some context around what you need help with. So I could say, help me set up a webhook for a specific lead distribution tool. And then it will then require you to send some context. And you could just paste your whole lead posting guide or all of your field mappings in, and it will actually go into the lead delivery section, and it will set up all of the integration for you. It will set up all the field mappings for you. And so far for me, it's been really good at getting it right. There's sometimes some small things you have to tweak, but that alone can save a lot of time. Another use case for Copilot here, outside of just having it do the full setup, is you can have it check an integration for you. So if you're having trouble with field mappings, if something doesn't feel right, you can come in and have it come in and just review your integration. You can paste in your guide, and it will just spot if there's something that needs to be fixed. Or if you have a lead that failed to post, you can come into, let's just take a look here. You can come into a lead. So here's a GoHighLevel lead. And you can go to the response body and just copy this, paste it into Copilot. You can even paste the payload data and see if it can identify why the lead is not posting. And of course, you can reach out to me, to the support team. We can help you out. But this is just another way to help streamline workflow for everybody. Since we're on the topic of webhook and integrations, let's go in here and show a couple of optimizations that we made as well. So I'll go back to this one. One of the biggest problems I've noticed is, and this isn't unique to just LeadCapture, this exists across most systems. If you're posting into a receiving system, it doesn't matter what system it is. If you have multiple fields with the same field name, it could cause an issue where the fields clash and then one of the fields won't post, and that creates problems. So to help you identify if you have a duplicate field name, you're going to see this caution sign that says duplicate field names. You can then drill into it and see that there's a duplicate key, and it even recommends, I think, what to change it to. So that should be more helpful in helping to identify and spot problems. I think in a future update, we'll probably have Copilot smart enough where it will go through a checklist before you launch, like a pre-launch checklist, and it will be able to identify things you need to fix. So that'll be a future update, but for now we have the duplicate name fields here. In addition to webhook and integrations, there's a lot of work we're continuing to do here, some more that we're going to be launching, but we just launched our GoHighLevel integration into beta. So the way this works with GoHighLevel is we have to get approved to be in their public marketplace. I don't know how long that takes. Hopefully that's a quick process. But in the meantime, we were able to get like a beta GoHighLevel integration launched There's nothing wrong with it, like it works just like the public version will, but we're limited to 5 users, and I think we already maxed that out. So if you try to download GoHighLevel integration, it may not even work to download as a new user until it gets approved in the marketplace. So that's why I'm saying it's in beta. It's technically ready. We're just waiting for them to approve the public version. To get started with GoHighLevel, first you have to connect your account. So you would go into your account settings here, account level integrations, and there's where you connect your GoHighLevel account. And you can, when you connect your GoHighLevel account, you would connect your, you basically set a core sub account or location, but then within the integration itself, you can override that if you have multiple sub accounts that you need to post leads to. A couple things I missed on the analytics side. All of the analytics metrics, the chart should be showing in your time zone, and your time zone is based on your browser, I believe. So if that's not working for you, let me know and we'll dig into that a little bit more. Another thing you can do is you can exclude your own testing from the analytics by excluding your own IP address. So the way you would do that is go to your account settings, go to account, and then go here to analytics exclusion, enter your IP address. If you do not know it, click detect my IP. This will detect your IP and you can add it in. So I would recommend adding in your IP address, people on your team who are testing, and then just click save, and that will block your IP addresses from counting against your analytics. So this way you don't overinflate all of your metrics. And now let's get into the funnel builder side of things and touch on a few optimizations that we have made here. So first, something that was driving me a little bit crazy is before this week, when you clicked add field, it would just add like a random text field, and I didn't find that too helpful. So we updated this a little bit where now when you click add field, it automatically opens up the field box. Another thing that I found here is this wasn't quite feedback we received, but something that I found myself wanting to do. Whenever adding a field, sometimes like in my head, I know what field I want to use, and it would be nice if there was a search box. So now let's say you want to add a state field, you can just start typing and the field shows up and you just click it and then you can add in your state field. So I think that's just a helpful optimization. And don't forget, you can have Copilot come in here and add fields for you if you don't want to do the work to add the field to yourself. So those are like the small optimizations we're starting to think about as we now come through and continue to optimize and improve things. There's some more things we'll probably update here. Like I personally would like the lead quiz, the form, to update in real time a little bit more, or to be able to use it in the builder, like tab through each step instead of having to open up the live page. So that's something we'll probably begin to focus on eventually. Another feature that we had, this was a feature requested by one of our users. I love this idea. It's called focus mode. So what you can do is click on this pencil icon, go to content, contact, no content, no, that's not it. Let me figure out where this is. Oh, this is at the page level. So we will, we'll back up to the page. And then if we go down, you'll see there's this focus mode feature. I'll flip it on and I'll show you what happens here. Let's just make injured the next step. So when you go to the page, you see a page that looks like this. But now with focus mode, the idea is anything above the lead quiz from here to here can be hidden on the next step. The header section will still stay, but this section here will go away. The idea being on desktop, especially mobile, it kind of like pulls this information away and hyperfocuses the user or the lead on the actual form, the questions, kind of reducing cognitive load, which should hopefully improve conversions. So this is what it looks like. If I click yes, you'll see everything went away and it kind of pulled the quiz up, and we added in that nice effect where it doesn't just like vanish, it kind of slowly transitions away. So that's focus mode, and then you'll see it stays like that. I'm going to turn focus mode off because I use this for testing. And then what else did we launch here? This feature I think here is a great one for drop downs, especially long drop downs. So now for drop downs like state, you can have it begin to fill in the state as someone types. So to do that, click on the field. You can also have GoHighLevel do this for you. Go to field type settings. And keep in mind, all the advanced settings for fields are usually in type settings. And then here, flip the switch. And then as somebody begins to go through, you'll see now you can begin typing. This will be extremely helpful on mobile. And then it fills in with what they typed in. So I think this is an extremely useful conversion focused feature, especially for fields. And this could work across all fields, not just drop down. So when I say all field, or not just state drop down. So when I say all fields, I mean drop down fields. And then suddenly this makes me want to use drop downs. I always avoided it because I hate it how with a drop down field you have to click into it, scroll, and find the right location. But now you just begin typing. And this video is starting to get long, so I think I'll just end with this last one. This is an update that we had launched last week, but I think it's worth noting because it's one of those hidden features that you wouldn't know about unless I highlight it. So imagine you're in mortgage real estate or maybe even home services. In some cases, it could make sense to show the property, like the location, within either the page or the funnel. So you can come in here now and you can go to the field, so the address field, type settings, and you're going to see show street view image. If you enable this, what this allows you to do is show an image of the property on an actual step and pull that image through each step, or you can just drop the image into the landing page. If you choose to show it in the form quiz itself, you flip the switch on. If you want it to be in the landing page and you do not turn this on, and there's actually a street view that you can drop in, a street view box. And then I'll show you what this looks like. So I pulled address to the top just so we can see this real quick. And I'm just going to type in a random address. Hopefully this is actually a property. And you'll see it just pulled in the property. So then if I begin typing in, it should continue to add the property. So let's say you want that to not be within the funnel view here, or the form view. You flip off show on form. You can go to the page, and here is where you can just drag this in, and then this should add it to the page itself. And the way this works is if there's no property entered yet, then it doesn't show up. But then if I begin to add in a property, it will dynamically appear. And you could add it above, below, in a different part of the funnel. And what's really cool here is you can take this street view property and you can pass it to a thank you page or into a receiving system. So we're generating the URL and allowing you to pass that through to wherever it needs to go. And it's also stored in the lead detail section. So these are the types of optimizations and features that we're continuing to build out. What's in progress next? Well, there's a few features, but I think the most highly requested is A/B testing. And of course, there's going to be a component to that where Copilot comes into play. I'll be talking about that later. Hopefully that will come out next week. We'll see if we get all of the testing done for the A/B testing feature. So stay tuned. Thanks.